Man, here we go. I was waiting. I had to wait I probably waited a week to do another video, man. But we got to get into it, man. Okay? We got to get there. Cause look, as I said in the previous videos I've done about Spence and Bud, I said I'm a huge fan of both fighters. So I'm not an analyst. I'm not Blue Bud. I'm not Showbiz. I'm just somebody that love boxing and that really started paying attention to it more since COVID hit. Being a trucker out there on the road and listening to the boxing channels, listening to the different perspectives, actually watching the fights and paying attention in more detail to the stuff as you're learning more about boxing. It was dope. For the past, probably, I'll say for the past 4 years, since like 2019. But the thing is this, man. As a huge Spence fan, that I just watched the Porter fight right now. It just popped up because, like, you know how you on your YouTube, the suggestions, like continue watching and videos that you frequent. All of his fights and Bud's fights come up when if I just let YouTube play. It's gonna be some Tank fights, Floyd, Roy Jones, Earl, and Bud, because I love watching their highlights and watching their full fights from round 1 to 12 if it lasts that long. But Spence fans, I'm a huge fan of Spence, but I'm not a fan of Spence fans. Did that make sense? His diehard fans are just completely delusional. And you guys make him look bad. You guys make him look bad. It's like, dang. I just don't understand why y'all hate Bud so much. First, he was ducking. He was ducking. He was holding up the fight. He was doing it. But what Bud did, Blue Bud told y'all exactly what was going on. Nobody believed him. And what? He secured a 10 mil guarantee for both of them. And y'all still don't give him no credit for nothing. According to all the Spence fans, Bud is he's basically just an unskilled amateur that shouldn't even be in boxing. He don't do nothing good. He don't got no skill. He don't do nothing. He don't do nothing. What I hear is y'all terrified of this man. So y'all resorting to negativity out of fear. That's what it sounds like to me. Keep it a buck. Okay. I follow pages that's I like pages that are unbiased, man. That give a perspective, that give both fighters their credit. I like people that give both fighters their credit. Even if this is your guy, you can still give the other guy credit out of respect and love for the sport. And respect for what they do in the ring, for his skill set, even though that's the opponent. Now, I think my guy gonna beat him, but that dude a dog too, though. I give him that. You can't tell me. I watch all of their fights. I'm a huge Spence fan. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all what this shit do. Excuse me. God damn. You ever burp up when you ain't had a hot dog in like years and gobble down 2 of them and get that hot dog burp went through my nose? That's kind of funky. But look, I got a jewelry company, right? Thomas Jewels Co. Y'all can find me on TikTok, Thomas Jewels on the Mission, or Instagram. I'm not really heavy on Instagram yet, but Thomas Jewels Co. on Instagram. Whatever y'all want, I got from, you guys want the Moissanite. It's something everybody couldn't afford, but keep it a buck. Everybody can't afford Moissanite. But I got lab-grown diamonds, certified IGA, GIA, certified natural diamonds. Whatever y'all could think of, whatever you want, you can hit me. You bring a sketch, or you could draw it up. I'll have you a 3D image within a day or two, and we could get that done for you. Whatever it is. I got a plug on bust-down watches and all that too. But I'm just saying, these Spence pieces, Team Spence, Team Crawford, wait till y'all see the pieces I'm gonna have done. Wait till y'all see the piece. Y'all gonna see, okay, that boy go crazy. I'm a huge fan of both of these dudes, man. But the Spence fans, y'all just, it's ridiculous, man. Like, y'all just, what y'all see in the ring is not what's happening. It's like when my baby mama would be talking about, she say one thing and do the opposite, and then don't act like she don't understand why the situation is what it is. Like, if somebody spit in your face, say, no, I spit at the air, I don't see why we can't get along. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, really, and really just, y'all really believe what you saying, though. That's the thing. When people really lie to themselves or dishonest with yourself, that's bad. That's not a good trait to have, people, especially men. When you just dishonest with yourself, and then to be dishonest with others, but you believe your lies so much that it becomes reality for you. Like, it just becomes a reality. You forget that it was a lie in the first place. Stop that crap, man. That's not becoming of a man. No matter where you from, that's not becoming of, especially African American men. That part. Be honest. You got to be honest. We don't have the privilege of being dishonest with ourselves. We don't have the privilege of not being accountable, taking responsibility for our actions, or what we say. Stop. It is what it is, man. Spence is a dog. Bud is a dog. Spence, I didn't hear it. I don't know, because I didn't watch the build-up. I'm keeping honest about that. To the Spence versus Porter fight. Was everybody talking about how much bigger Spence was than Porter? Or did it didn't even matter in the fight, did it? Not at all. It did not matter at all. Porter's way smaller than Bud. Look at this. Look at Bud fighting Porter. He was way bigger than Porter. Spence is bigger than Bud, but not by a lot. He's taller than him by 1.5 inches. But as far as stature, and they walk around around the same weight. Okay, I'm 5'8". I could break this down for y'all. I'm 5'8". I would say until my 30s. When I started to, the midsection started to, y'all know how it go. I ain't gotta get into details, but I've always been an athletic build, muscular, toned, right? So early 20s, well, my early days, I'll be about 155, 160. I got an 8-pack. I got cuts. I look like I do push-ups. I don't got to do push. I don't got to work out. I just got the natural physique like that. Arms got the cuts. Late 20s, when I finally filled out. No, hold on. Before I even say that, when I was popping a bunch of pills, doing hella ecstasy, and I would lose weight, if I got down to, the lowest I got was to 147 from 155. 147, that's welterweight. I was thin to people. They could tell like something was going on. And that's when I started popping pills for a while, because I didn't like that. Somebody ain't seen you for a while and they like, hey, you still smacking them stunners, huh? I was like, dang, you could tell I lost weight? And nah, I hated that. But go to years later, late 20s, when you're a man, you just start filling out more. I got up to, I was like 174, 175. And I couldn't gain no more weight for nothing. I was trying to eat as much. I was trying to bulk up without taking all the protein shakes and all that crap. I never liked them. But I couldn't get past 174, 175. Now at 5'8", I was just solid all around. Still with a flat stomach. I still had abs, but not no 8-pack. My arms, I was thicker at 175. Not fat, not chubby, no nothing. You just solid, just a solid build. So Bud at 5'8", we the same height. You could walk around at 174 and you're just a solid dude. But if you work out like they do, Spence walks around the same weight. He's almost 5'10". So Like, how much bigger are they, like, outside of the ring? If we don't count the height, how much really bigger is Spence than Bud? If they carry themselves around the same weight. Bowman said Bud walk around about like 168 to 170 something. That's easy. That's still a lean man. And Bud is not. He's the more lean man anyway. He looks skinny compared to a lot of the muscular fighters and stuff. All right, especially compared, somebody, like the Kell Brook and Spence. They're just a lot more muscular, so it looks different because of his stature. But in reality, they not that much different. I can tell you, at 5'8", 174, I was a solid man. 180, 185, I was hub. I got a big old chest. My arms are bigger, noticeably bigger than 175. That 5 or 10 pounds extra looked like you could tell I was working out a lot. Big time. But come on, man. 175 at 5'8", I just look like a healthy, solid dude. Y'all can't keep saying like Spence, oh, he's so much. Spence is not that much bigger than Bud. Stop, knock it off. The height, he's taller than him. I'll give him that. And he's more, I can't even say he's more muscular because their physiques are just different. Spence just has a more pronounced muscles, I guess, if that's how you say it. He just has more, a bigger physique. Okay, but just because he has, some people, you ever been to school, been around them niggas in the hood, them niggas in the neighborhood that just, they whole family just buff for no reason. Everybody got big calves, big old biceps. Them niggas look like they do push-ups all day, and niggas don't work out. Niggas just hoop, or they might be dope. They might sell dope. Nigga don't even work out or nothing. Niggas just hella hub. Some niggas are just like that. And then some people is just more thinner, but still hella muscular, hella strong. Bud is one of them. Spence is probably, my physique is probably more like a Spence. Okay, back in the day, I ain't gonna bullshit. I'm talking about back in the day, all right? But I like, we got to get out of that Spence too big. He wasn't too big for Porter. It was a dog fight until, I think, I just watched, it just had popped up. It just popped up. I watched it, the whole fight right now. The 9th round is when Spence really started to land a lot more clearer punches. I think he was getting, that left was getting in and that right hook, like clearly from the 9th on. And then the 11th round when he got that, is when he got that knockdown. But for these guys saying Spence he didn't break every opponent, bro. He didn't. He didn't break Porter. He dropped him, and Porter came right back at him. If his legs was a little bit shorter, he might have almost touched the ground. Wouldn't even been counted as a knockdown. But, bro, you touch the ground, that's a knockdown. We give him that. He did that. He caught him with that left. Bam. Caught his ass. I seen him. He was landing it a lot since the 9th round. That's what I was talking about. And then in 11, he finally caught him slipping. Boom. Found that opening and got his ass. But for y'all to say, like, Spence is not Superman, man. That might be y'all Superman. But he ain't Superman. And I'm a big fan of him. Just because you lump somebody up, don't mean that you broke them or you broke their will to fight. Okay, he lumped up. He gave Mikey the business. Mikey was clearly too small to be up in there with Spence. He couldn't do nothing with Spence. He had his couple little moments, like literally maybe a minute throughout the fight. Mikey looked good. Spence dogged him, but he didn't break him. When you break somebody's will to fight, you do what Kell Brook did. You take a knee. You do like Hector Garcia did against Tank. You go to the corner and you don't come back out. That's breaking him. Ugas wasn't even, you didn't break his will to fight. You broke his face. So they stopped the fight. He would have still been in there fighting, or at least trying to. So just because you beat up somebody's face don't mean that you broke him. You're not breaking everybody. Sean Porter was clearly the smaller. Sean Porter like 5'6". Spence is almost 5'10". Come on, man. Mikey, I'm not even gonna keep talking about Mike. Danny Garcia was a little bit better competition, but Spence got the best of him. Spence got the best of him. And some people faces just, especially the lighter skinned brothers, man. if you're getting touched up, it's gonna show. It's gonna show, man. So yeah, I mean, that's I rock with Danny too, man. But Spence touched him up, so it was clear. You seen all that evidence. You seen the evidence after the fight, but you didn't break him. You didn't break his will to fight. You didn't break his will to fight, and I don't think he had any. You didn't break his face. Of course, everybody going. I mean, if you're taking punishment to the body all night, and you don't give up, and you just keep taking it, and you just keep taking that, something gonna end up breaking. You're gonna have some fractured ribs. That's just come with boxing. Especially if you just standing there in front of somebody like Spence, that's gonna tear your ass up. You just sitting there like a punching bag. He gonna eat you up, and that's when you. What do you see fighters training when they training on the heavy bag? They sitting down on the punches, right? They training to sit on the punches on the heavy bag. If you just sitting in front of him with the high guard or curled up on the defense, you're just a freaking punching bag, and you're going to feel the most powerful punches because he's really sitting on them. I was just watching the Porter fight. When he's engaged, when you're engaging with him, it's not the same. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying the punches ain't powerful. They're not as stunning powerful as if you're just curled up or just on the defense and just letting him have his way with you. And he could really, really sit on the punches. All right. Everybody talking about, man, I'm just trying to, a couple of things I done heard the past few days, man. It's hilarious. Y'all be saying, Bud emotional. I'm just watching this thing right now. There's another thing y'all talking. Bud emotional. If he's so emotional, did that moment of emotion, like what was emotional? What him doing what majority fighters do that could fight and that love engaging? If somebody catch you with one that you might be a little embarrassed about, and you like, nah, nigga, it's on. Let's go. Let's go. That's hella that's being emotional, or that's just being a competitive fighter. That's what you train to do, right? To be competitive. Nah. I'm embarrassed. I shouldn't have got hit with that. Let's go. I'm finna beat your ass. That's being emotional, or just being a fighter. This fight we watching right now, he said this was personal. But the whole fight, you didn't see, he wasn't reckless. Y'all said he's swinging for the fences. He's swinging. Majority of his punches he swung, he landed. He touched Benavidez up the whole fight, to the body, to the head, at will. He played with him. He kept his distance, and then he kept his distance. He would touch him up. He got a long ass arm, 74 inch, and then he would get in and touch him up. Then he would come out a little bit, still touch him up. He could touch him up from everywhere. But the Spence fans, why y'all saying? I heard somebody say the other day, man, I had to click off of the channel, man. I was like, man, I just can't do it. I like hearing people's opinions and perspectives, but y'all just. So I heard a dude say that Bud, a dude said that Bud, if he's such a spectacular fighter, then why does he have to go deep into his bag every fight against all these weak ass opponents? I'm like, so if Steph Curry being guarded by somebody that's not on his caliber and he show off for the fans, put on a show, he's not supposed to show off and get the fans a show, get them their money's worth, just because you in front of somebody's guarding you that shouldn't be guarding you, or that can't handle you. Huh? Well, on the football field, let me run slower today because this guy shouldn't be on me. So let me just slow down a little bit so I don't make him look stupid. Where they do that at? Only Spence fans that say that, because Crawford, he make everything look good. I don't even think we've seen his full arsenal, but he puts on a show. You don't train hard and go through all of that discipline and the physicality during camp, and you're away from your family, all the sacrifices and shit that fighters do during the camp, physically, mentally, emotionally. Look at Khan's face. He said he didn't quit. Nigga looked Khan looked toe up. He looked like, I don't want to be here. All right, I got sidetracked looking at this, man. But come on, man, stop doing that to Bud. He give people their money's worth, man. He's a skilled fighter, so you're just gonna suppress yourself because the opponent is. He said, well, if he's so skilled, you should be able to just do the mediocre thing and win. Like mediocre, like what? Just do the same thing every fight, because that's what y'all used to seeing. Just doing the same thing. And I'll give Spence switches it up, but he's known for a certain style, right? And that works for him because of his physicality and the opponents that let him do that to them. It looks even better. When he has an opponent that's going to engage with him, he can't be as physical and he's not as aggressive. Even against Danny Garcia. Ugas, that was a cheap shot. I don't care what nobody say. The ref said stop. After Ugas he knocked Spence a mouthpiece out with that uppercut. Boom, knocked his mouthpiece out. The ref said stop. And Ugas, that was two cheap shots. Spence came back and he woke his game up. And Ugas was backing him up. Spence wasn't engaging for like the next, I think, I don't know, it had to be like 30 seconds or a minute. I can't remember how far along that was in the round. But he was backing up. He wasn't engaging. When you engage with him, he's not as aggressive. If he's boxing, like everybody said, well, he had to box Mikey Garcia. He was just trying to make a statement. But I keep saying Michael. Mikey took all that punishment and he didn't break. He got beat up. He didn't get broken though. And I'm not taking nothing away from Spence. I love Spence. But y'all fans keep discrediting Crawford and just making everything up. Well, he didn't do this, he didn't. Come on, man. Y'all horrified of this man. Y'all terrified of him. Cause he's Spence's biggest he's the biggest threat. They're both each other's biggest threat. Spence is Bud's biggest threat at welterweight. Everybody said, well, if there's one fighter that could beat one of them, it's one of these two could beat each other. They might fight to a draw. We don't know until July 29th. But as a fan, a mutual fan, I don't know what you call it. I'm a fan of both of them. I just hate how the diehard Spence fans that's biased and just hate Crawford guts for some reason, y'all just try to downplay everything. Y'all just be making any old reason to talk shit and to overhyping Spence up like he's the Incredible Hulk. We've seen clearly the fights where the opponents just wasn't on his level, or it was a competitive fight, man. So if you're a true boxing fan and you've paid attention to Terrence Bud Crawford's fights, I don't care if you don't like him. You don't respect his skill set and that dog that you see in him. That nigga hella mean. That nigga get in there and beat that ass. But look, I'm gonna leave it there, man. Y'all got to get it together, Spence fans, man. I love Spence and Bud. I can't wait to see this fight. I hope y'all could give Bud some credit one day. I'm gone on a mission.